Hello and welcome. My name is Michael Alfano. I'm the Instructional Technology Coach for the Peekskill City School District, and in this video I'm going to be showing you a workaround to annotating Google Slides. In our example here, we have a group project where students are going to be working on individual slides with their group members. So for example, group 1 is going to be working on this slide here, group 2 is working on this slide, and group 3 is working on this slide. The goal or the objective here is to add some very quick feedback, just checks and X's for now. You can obviously change those to whatever marks you'd like, but we're going to use checks and X's for this demonstration. The only setup is going to happen on slide 1, and what I've done just to save a bit of time in this video is I've imported a check mark and an X mark right from Google. I just grabbed 2 images and pulled them in. Once I have these images, what I'm going to do is select the first image, and I'm going to hold the Control key and then use the letter D for duplicate. So while holding down the Control key, I will continue to click on the letter D for duplicate. I can do this as many times as I'd like, and I think for now that's going to be enough. So next I'm going to click and drag to highlight all of these different images, and I'm going to right click, align horizontally in the center, and then I'm going to right click again, align vertically in the middle. So what this has done is stacked all of those identical images on top of each other, so it looks like one image, but if we drag, we can see that there's actually copies stacked on top of one another. I'm going to hit the undo button just to stack those back up. And I'm going to do the same thing for this X mark here. So again, click on the image, Control and D for duplicate. That's more than enough for each slide. I'm going to highlight all of them, right click, align horizontally in the center, right click, align vertically in the middle. So again, we now have stacked images here as well. So the last thing I'm going to do is just arrange these neatly down at the bottom. And if we want to move the entire stack, don't just click and drag one because you're dragging only the image on top. You want to highlight the area which is going to select all of those images in the stack, and then you can move the entire stack down to where you'd like it. So at this point, the setup is complete. And now I just want to copy this functionality onto the group slides. I don't want to have to do that over and over again. So to do that, I'm going to click and drag to highlight both groups of images, both all the check marks and all the X marks. I'm going to Control C to copy, and then I'm going to click on the group 1 slide and hit Control V, and it will paste exactly what I had in the exact same location. Then click group 2, Control V, and group 3, Control V. So in just a few minutes, I've now set up my entire Google Slides presentation for quick access to annotations. So now an example of this actually annotating would be on the group 1 slide. Part A looks great, I can drag that right over. Part B maybe needs some work. Part C looks great, and Part D looks excellent. Now for group 2, I can do the same thing. I can very quickly drag these images, and I can give very quick feedback to my students, and in just a matter of seconds, I've now annotated all of their Google Slides, and they can then go back and revise. Not a perfect solution, but since there's no native annotation tool built in, this seems to be a pretty helpful workaround to use. Keep in mind you can make these images whatever you'd like. You can even make them text boxes with little blurbs of feedback that you want to copy and use for all of your comments. This is just one quick example of what you can do, but you can obviously extend this thinking far beyond checks and X's. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks so much for watching.